As part of efforts to reduce the military and economic potential of the Russian Nazis aggressor, on the night of December 31, 2025, units of the Defense Forces of Ukraine struck the Tuapse oil refinery in Krasnodar region of the so-called Russian Federation. Hits by strike unmanned aerial vehicles on the plant's territory were recorded, followed by a fire. The primary oil processing unit, VT-12, and integrated deep oil refining units were damaged. The Tuapse oil refinery is among the 10 largest in the so-called Russian Federation. The enterprise is export-oriented, with a processing capacity of about 12 million tons of oil products per year. It should be noted that the Tuapse oil refinery is part of the Russian Nazis' aggressor's energy rear, producing various grades of motor gasoline, straight-run gasoline, feedstock for petrochemicals, diesel fuel, and fuel oil, and is involved in supplying the Russian Nazis' armed forces. Fire damage was also inflicted on the Taman Neftegaz oil and gas terminal near the settlement of Bavovna, on the Taman Peninsula in Krasnodar region of the so-called Russian Federation. The facility is intended for the storage and subsequent transshipment of oil, oil products, and liquefied hydrocarbon gases for export and for supplying the Russian Nazis' armed forces. Damage to 2 piers with loading arms at the oil loading terminal has been confirmed. That same night, Ukrainian strike unmanned aerial vehicles successfully attacked the Federal State Treasury Institution Temp in the city of Rybinsk in Yaroslavl region of the so-called Russian Federation. The Rosreservoil Depot Temp is engaged in the storage, receipt, release, and accounting of strategic reserves, including petroleum products. The target was hit, and a large-scale fire was reported at the facility. The extent of damage inflicted on the Russian Nazis' energy rear facilities is being clarified. In addition, the Defense Forces of Ukraine inflicted fire damage on a temporary base of riverboats near village of Olenivka in the temporarily occupied territory of Ukrainian Crimea, and struck Russian Nazis' ammunition depots in the areas of the settlements of Blizny and Syatel in the temporarily occupied territory of Ukrainian Donetsk region. The defense forces continue to take measures to undermine the military and economic potential of the Russian Nazis occupiers and force the so-called Russian Federation to stop its armed aggression against Ukraine. To be continued. Glory to Ukraine.